Before restoring or recoloring leather or vinyl, you need to clean the surface and test its ability to receive a new finish. The first question I always ask is, does it absorb water? Water absorbency indicates two things. One is the type of material, and the other is the condition. So certain leathers have no clear finish or a very thin clear finish, which makes them absorbent, like aniline, semi-aniline. And then, of course, totally raw, the raw underside of leather, like suede. This is a finished leather that repels water. It's got a pigmented finish with a clear coat on top of that. Vinyl is a synthetic. It's not absorbent either. So first, everybody, regardless of the type of material, everybody gets cleaned with rubbing alcohol. Denatured alcohol is even better. It's essentially undiluted rubbing alcohol. You could even use paint thinner or lacquer thinner. Just test it first in an inconspicuous spot if you're a little nervous. And sometimes alcohol will, strip off some of an old finish on there. Don't be alarmed. You've got to get anything unstable off there. Now, because this is a finished leather that does not absorb water, I'm also going to follow with our Flite cleaner, which is a water-based degreaser. It's wonderful for catching things that maybe the alcohol didn't. Now, of course, you don't want to use Flite on absorbent leathers like aniline or semi-aniline or suede or nubuck, because it will saturate the material and even alter the pH of the fiber. So I'm just going to spray. I always spray it directly onto my rag. You'll find sometimes that if you spray it directly, it will kind of strip the color and make these spots, and it almost, just makes your surface more messy to look at than it was before. So always apply to your rag and then clean. And let her dry. And then I use blue painter's tape to test for adhesion. Everybody else in the industry really likes masking tape. I find the adhesive on masking tape is pretty aggressive and can strip off your finish, which sometimes can be a sign of delamination of the fiber itself. But I find that this is still a very clear indication of whether our coating is going to work. So put it on there, kind of scrub it on, press it down firmly, and then you should have to come in and pry it off with a fingernail. You can see I scuffed the leather there, but that's okay. And it took a little bit of the finish maybe. But it stuck very well. If this had been kind of curling up at the edges like that, that's a clear sign that you've still got some slime on there. It could be perhaps, if it's an aniline, it could be a waxed finish, which often take more tenacious deglazing. And one way you can do that is adding 1.5 teaspoons of lemon juice to rubbing alcohol or denatured alcohol. You could also work with a proper leather deglazer or even acetone. Be cautious with acetone. Use that as a last resort. And continue to go through this process until you get a good result with the tape. And then you're ready to start working with color and clear finishes.